Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you very much for joining me again today for another card making tutorial. And we are doing autumn again. It is that time of year and I really love leaves and the autumn colours and things like that. So really taking advantage of the supplies we've got for the autumn season. And we're going to be making this card today. I'm not changing the colours on this one. I love this the way it is. So I'm just going to stick with what I've got. Obviously you can do a different combos if you want. I've shared a few cards recently with various colours that we can introduce into here. There are loads of them. So, you know, just go crazy. And you know what? You don't have to do things that are natural necessarily either. So have some fun with it and create something really pretty. So we've got lots going on with this one, a few little hints and tips along the way. So we're bringing back in the autumn leaves bundle, okay, and we're going to use the other two leaves. So I've used this one a couple of times, but we're going to use these ones today. Coordinating dies that go with that. The centre there is made using radiating stitches. So you will notice that this is a square, but there are no squares in this die set, so I'm going to show you how to create that. I need that die for later. This is an online exclusive, so you'll find that in the online store, but it won't be in the catalogue. I've brought a new sentiment set. So Mr. Brown made a delivery earlier this week, and I have purchased this So Sincere stamp set. Lots of different nice sentiments in this one about gratitude and happy days and feeling better. I like the fact we've got a vertical greeting as well, which is kind of useful. So lots to have fun with on this one, and I've picked out the So Very Proud of You. I like that kind of thing. I don't think we necessarily send those messages often enough. And then I'm using the Abundant Beauty decorative masks again. So I've used these a couple of times now. So I did the flower, which was awesome. We've got snowflakes and houndstooth in there, but we're going to be using the leaves. So there's lots of masks in there for the money, so it's well worth getting. So stuff to do then, right? Let's get cracking. So the bits I've got already out are my Blackberry Bliss card base, so that's already cut and scored, usual dimensions. The card layer we're going to be using is 3.5 by 5.25. Quite like this layer size. It gives you a nice generous, what's that, about 1/4 inch. Let's have it on inches, shall we? Oh, that was inches. Donut. Yeah, 1/4 inch. Can't even read my ruler. Right, okay. Oh dear. Okay, so it gives you this nice border. I've chosen not to layer it up. I'm just going straight onto the card base this time around. Okay, but of course you could. Absolutely, no problem at all. So lots and lots going on. Then I've already die cut this shape from the radiating stitches, and then I've got some scrap to stamp the leaves onto. So let's get cracking with some of this stuff then. So our leaves, we're gonna, because I need to do some more die cutting, so I want to get the leaves stamped and that, and then we'll do the background. Okay, so colour combination. So as you know, we've already got Blackberry Bliss in the background. I'm using Calypso Coral and Crushed Curry. So those two colours are always a subject for debate as to where they belong and whether people like them or not. But you know, everyone's different, everyone likes something different. So just for the sake of just changing it up ever so slightly, I'm going to go the other way around and do the larger leaf with the push to curry. And I'm going to do the little leaves in Calypso Coral, just to switch it around a little bit. So there's a whole heap of colours that you could use. Okay, and you get like a bit of shading from the distinctive stamp set, which is cool. Just wiping those off, putting them to one side. And we just need to die cut those out. So I've got the coordinating dies here from the Autumn Leaves bundle, so we can just lie those over the top of the image until you don't see any white bits, or near as anyway. Just securing that with some low tack tape, and then pop this one in there. So that one's ready to go. We'll just pop that onto the cutting plate so it's ready. So the larger cutting plate means that we can squeeze several things on. So that's ready to go. Right, so the hint and trick for the getting a square then is to what I call double die cut this. In fact, actually, do you know what? I'm going to do this separately because, and I'll bring in the mini to show you more up close what I mean. Right, so let's run that through. So the cutting sandwich is all printed on your base plate, so you'll know exactly what you need to do in terms of your sandwich. Okay, but you always need the base plate, the number 1 plate, and then it's just a combination of all the other ones, and you get everything in the box when you first purchase a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So it's all there ready to go. The only things that you will have to replace over time are the clear cutting plates, the number 3 plates. So they do get all sort of scratched up with all the pressure going in, and those raised ridges that actually cut out those images for you. So yeah, you will get these all scratched up, and eventually they bend and they don't really work so well anymore, and then that's the time to replace it. I like to save these little scraps of things. So I'm just going to reach across and get my mini out, because I figured it would be better for you to understand what I'm talking about, because I can actually get this on the camera a little bit. And if I back out just a couple of clicks there. So a mini cut and emboss is a mini cut and emboss. It is pretty much an identical looking machine in terms of its sort of proportions and how it works, and it folds out, and it's just super cute, and you can hold it with one finger. I mean, it's just adorable. Again, you get all the plates that you need. So the base plate we will need all the time, so that always is going to go in there. There is no die adapter plate, a number 2 plate that's the same as on the big machine. Instead, your number 2s are your cutting plates. Okay, and again, that all gets all nice and scuffed up when it's getting a lot of use, which is absolutely fine. Then we've got another top plate, and then you also get, just like with the big machine, a light grey and a dark grey plate for your regular embossing folders and your 3D embossing folders. So there are products in the catalogue that will fit this machine, and they will be indicated quite clearly in the catalogue as well. So we're just die cutting, so we just need our number 1 base plate and a number 2 cutting plate. That's all we need, and then a cutting plate over the top. So with the die, we've got these lovely stitched elements in there, and when you've die cut this out, you can actually sort of slot the the cardstock back in, and you'll feel it kind of go into those little dents that it's made, those little cuts. So if you shuffle this along a little bit and kind of eyeball where square is, and because those cuts are quite, yeah, where it was before, I think. So you could make it a shorter rectangle or a square or whatever you want to do. Okay, alright, so I think I'm going to go about there. But the only bit we really want to cut is this edge, because that hasn't cut already. Okay, you don't want to sort of double cut the whole thing, because otherwise you'll end up with a mess at the bottom here. Okay, so we just want to cut that extra line here. So you can take this down if you want to, but it should stay in place, no problem. Saying that, you know what, probably jinx it by doing that, so let's just tack that in place just to make sure. Okay, gonna need our cutting plate on top, another number 2 plate. Okay, so is that glaring? No, it isn't. Okay, so I'm just going to roll this through far enough for that top bit to be cut, and then roll it back again. Okay, so it's going to go through, and I can see it's disappearing underneath the roller, and I'll feel it go through. Just want to go slowly, and as soon as that's gone through, bring it back. We don't want to cut the whole thing. Okay, so this guy just folds away. It's so cute. Love it. And I think the boho blue ones might still be available. Okay, so now we've got another cut line, just peeling away that carefully, that's been created at the top there. Now you will get a little bit where obviously they've sort of overlapped each other, and it doesn't look as clean as that corner. Actually, if I show it the other way, you can see that this is the double cut one and this is the single cut one, so that they have sort of overlapped each other a little bit. But on our design, because we're layering stuff on top, we can cover those corners, and people won't notice anyway. So let's pop these plates away. Okay, so I hope that's a kind of a cool tip for you. And you can kind of do a similar thing with punches as well. You can sort of feed your cardstock back in and punch the other end and things like that. So right, what have we got to do now? We may as well stamp our sentiments ready. So just thinking, shall I change the orientation and have it with the embellishments on the other side and sort of make it a mirror image? Just because we can. So looking at which way is the top there, I've already mounted the stamp and I already know it's straight, so I'm just going to tuck that in the corner there, and that can be ready and drying thoroughly, ready for adding to our card when we are ready. Okay, so we'll create our background now. So I'm just going to bring in some scrap paper to blend on top of, and we need our piece of cardstock. So the cardstock's smaller than the mask itself. And my little tip for making sure that this stays in place is to add just a teensy little bit of your Stampin' Seal or something like that. Take off a lot of the tack and then position it under your mask. So I'm just going to pop that in there somewhere around here. Let's just make sure that that's all covered. Yeah, I just want it to go off the edges a little bit, so I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I just don't want any, I want the design to properly cover all the edges, so it's running off. And I've just stuck that down with some low tack tape. This is like this decorator's tape, it's called frog tape for delicate surfaces, so that's really, really good. It peels off there really, really easily. Just pop that over to one side. Rightio, so like I say, we know what our colour combo is, so we're going to start with the yellow and sort of work darker if you like, because there'll be residual ink on the stencil as we work, so we don't want to sort of contaminate all the other colours by carrying over those dark colours. Okay, so we'll work with the crushed curry first, and I'm going to use the mini blending brushes. And I like to get a nice bit of ink on there, get it nice and sort of primed almost. And we're going to just start applying the ink. And I'm not aiming at anything, I'm just going to go across and just do what I like, basically. What I like. So we'll do that, and we'll put a bit in the corner up there. Not particularly thinking this through, I'm just going for it. You might want to be a little careful though if you don't necessarily want to. I'm just going to wipe away some of the excess ink. This isn't going to be clean by any stretch of the imagination, but it will reduce the amount that will carry over. If you put certain colours together, you might end up with a bit of a yucky brown colour. Now that doesn't necessarily matter for this kind of design, because it's autumnal and browns are cool. However, if you are doing a design where you definitely don't want brown, you may want to think about how that goes together. Okay, so for the Calypso Coral, I think we'll put a bit over here. So I'm going over the bits that are already yellow as well. Not particularly concerned that my acorns are red or yellow or whatever. I'm just going to go for it. Pop a bit in here. So I'm going heavy on with the ink, so I'm holding the brush a bit further down, so I want that colour to transfer. Okay, so that's cool, and I think I might just put a smidge here as well. And again, I'll just take off a little bit of that excess, and if you did want to go back in with the yellow, you could. Okay, and then we've got our Blackberry Bliss, which is kind of the dominant colour. Is that the what I want? But I want this to really come through. I think this pad is a little on the dry side, so I'm just going to go straight in. And those colours will mix. You will get a bit of a brown colour, where the especially with the yellow crushed curry. But again, on this design, it doesn't particularly matter. You may want to go over some other little bits as well that aren't necessarily don't necessarily need the extra ink, but you might want to actually blend some of that stuff in. And I've got this patch over here. I want that to be nice and dark. Okay, I'm going to take off a lot of that ink now, and just, ooh, you may want to tack down the bottom as well, so that you don't end up with that, because if it does that halfway through your project, you're going to end up with like a shadow. Okay, I think we possibly need just a little bit of yellow just to blend in over here. So I'm just going to get rid of a lot of that Blackberry Bliss now. That's going to take a bit more rubbing off, but I think I just want to come back with the crushed curry on that little bit there. There we go. That's a bit better. Beautiful. Okay. So, water-based inks, so they will wipe off with water, and then when we pull this away, we get this. Isn't that gorgeous? And I really like it against the bright white. Okay, I thought it might look a bit odd, but I really like it. Okay, so that's all done. Like I say, this is water based, so I'm just going to grab like a sort of sponge thing that I've got there, just to wipe away some of this excess ink right now, and then I'll wash it properly when we're done. Okay, so that's going to get the worst of it off. We'll just dry that off. So the pink inks will stain this a little bit, but it won't do it any harm. Won't do it any harm at all. So that's ready just to sort of have a proper wash when we're done. Right, just pop things together now. So like I say, you could layer this up if you wanted to. I didn't want to sponge around it. I wanted this clean, fresh look. So I have not done any additional layering on this. So this is just going flat onto the card with my stamping seal. I like to turn things on their side like this so I can eyeball these three perimeters more easily. And if you get these bottom three right, the top one should look after itself, provided you've cut everything straight. Okay. There's another technique that I completely forgot about that I used to do with stencils, and you can emboss with stencils as well, masks I should say. So something else I would like to try with these as well. Maybe I'll do that with the snowflakes, or work out how to do it with the I did it with different equipment, different die cut machine and stuff, so I would have to work out what the sandwich was for that. So that's going to go slightly above centre, and we're going to bring in our dimensionals to do that. So I think we're going to need 4 on there. Okay. Press down those firmly, and then you shouldn't have any bother getting the backs off without pulling up the actual dimensional itself. So again, we're just going to eyeball that. Hopefully it's kind of even, left and right, slightly above centre. That will do. Okay. Oh, a little detail we need to add before we add everything else is the trim. There it is. Put my sample in front of it. This is the Simply Elegant trim. This has been in the catalogue for a little while. It was part of, it went with, I want to say, the Simply Elegant stamp set, which was a nice stamp set. So this comes off the little roll, and it's all twisty twirly and unruly, which is, you know, not always what you want. So the way to make it behave itself is to grab your bone folder and just run that through your thumb like that, and it will straighten that out, no problem. It's kind of, it's not wire, but it's got that kind of feel to it. So we'll just cut a length of that off. It comes in gold and silver in the same pack, so that lasts flipping ages. Obviously I like the gold one more than the silver one apparently. Maybe I'll use that on the snowflakes ones. So I like to just pop a bit of the tape onto the card, and we'll start just creating sort of these sort of loops. My upline, Sam Poodles Paper Crafts, she used to do this a lot, and to the degree that they ended up with a nickname for these and they were called poodle loops. So so yeah, you need to just sort of coax it where you want it to go. We're going to be covering up that bit, so it won't matter if that's showing a little bit, but you want to make sure everything goes in contact with that adhesive, and it'll stick. There we go. Beautiful. And then we've got other stuff to go on top to help secure those in place anyway. Oh, you're still outside. Still far away, aren't you? Hope you could see that okay. Right, so then we need to pop on the leaves. So I'm going to pop a dimensional on the back of this at the top to balance out the rest of that. And again, we'll just pop some tape on the other bit just to make sure that that bottom bit is secured as well. So that will just help with those loops there. And then this one, again, we want to tuck that in. So it's tape on this leaf, dimensional on the other one. Don't need to smother things in dimensionals and tape and glue and stuff. As long as it's got some anchor points, and it's strong stuff, so it's not going to go anywhere. And that's going to go over those loops a little bit, but that's absolutely fine. Give it some extra oomph. Okay, right. And then the last thing is some bling. And I've actually pulled out these. These are the blooming pearls. So they're in the, are they in the annual catalogue? They could be in the annual catalogue. I can't remember which catalogue they're in. But they're called blooming pearls. They must be in the annual, I think. Because they match something. But I don't know what. And it's not something that I've got, I don't think. So we get, I think it's garden green. I think it's bubble bath, gold, and pretty peacock. That's definitely pretty peacock. And I thought the pretty peacock, actually, whilst I don't usually introduce additional colours when I'm applying my embellishments, unless it's like golden, because we've got the gold going on already, I don't usually introduce additional colours, but I thought this looked really nice with the rest of the colours that I've used. So just popping on my little trio. If you feel like you want to just keep traditional with gold, go ahead, that's absolutely fine. But what it did make me think was there must be some really nice blend combos that you could do with Pretty Peacock and those other sort of rich colours that would also look really nice with this. So there we have it. There's the two cards for today. Sort of the same but different. Hope you've liked that, and it's given you some ideas of some colour combinations, number one, and I hope you like the little trick there to adjust the size of that die cut. Okay, lovely. It's really nice doing these kinds of cards, I think. I think it's really relaxing. So that's it for today. Thanks ever so much for joining me. As always, links are in the description. Have a look at what's on offer. Yeah, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.